evening, everybody. It's my honour today to be the kind of compere to the speeches. So I'd like to introduce first, to set the bar, John, father of the bride.
Thank you. We'll be doing that in a minute. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all and thank you for coming to this very special occasion, celebrating the marriage of our daughter Melanie to this wonderful man, Ian. As you probably realise by now, I'm not very good at speaking, but please bear with me and I'll keep it as short as I can. Today is of course a celebration not just for the love which has united Melanie and Ian, but also for the two families that have brought up and influenced the life of these two. And so my wife Jane and I would like to extend a very warm welcome to Elaine and Jeff and their family and their relatives, to friends of both families. Thank you all for joining us on this very special day. A very big thank you is due to Melanie and Ian, who had very definite ideas on how they wanted the day to be. Through their thoughtful planning and tireless efforts, as you can see all around us, also where they got married in the beautiful. I thought they'd done some amazing creations and many hours of work, sewing and gluing and sticking and God knows what. Swearing, yes, I never heard that. And I'm sure they've made a tremendous experience for everybody here. Of course, we're very proud of Melanie. We are proud. I'm not just saying that. How? I am just. No, I'm not. And I thought, or we thought, she looked really, really beautiful today. Starting already. Now then, over the years since we thought we had brought home the wrong baby, actually. No. It has been a pleasure to watch Melanie blossom from a screwed up face like this to a bit of a wrinkled thing, you know, and to the beautiful young woman we see before us today. You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I did actually have a word with Jeremy Kyle, and the results have finally come through. You are a member of. So, now she begins a new life. There will be Ian, to whom she will look to for. Where are you going, mate? Sit there. That's a good one. Where were we? Yes. She'll look to for love and protection. But I want her to know that her father, that is me, and her brother Stuart over there, yes, will always be there for her. And during the time we have known Ian, we have come to realise just how special he is to Melanie, and how right for each other they are. I hope they are. And what a great husband and son-in-law he will be, as long as he can teach me to fish. We were going this afternoon, but he said he was a bit busy. So. There we are. It is a pleasure to formally welcome Ian to our family. Welcome. it remains for me is to ask everyone to have a good time today and this evening. And my final duty and a very great privilege is to propose a toast to our daughter and new son-in-law. So would you please stand, join me in a toast to the bride and groom. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Melanie and Ian, bride and groom.
Thanks, John. So, we're now moving on to Thomas, who was the ring bearer today. He wanted to say a few words, so can we all give Thomas a round?
Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to say congratulations to my mum and Ian. For those that are unsure, my mum is the one in the wedding. Ian is a very lovely and caring person. He is also funny and sometimes he is completely bonkers. He is a great dad to William and he always has time to listen to us and help us when we need him. I am so happy that my mum has found someone special and we all know Ian is very special. My mum deserves to be happy. We all love Mum very much. She spoils us rotten. And she is always there for us no matter what. Please may I ask you to stand and raise your glasses in a toast to my amazing mum and legs.
Bad idea to let him go on first. Okay, so thanks. We'll now move on to the man of the moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the groom.
Deep breath. Right, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, gypsies, tramps, and anyone else who may have wandered in, we'd like to say a big thank and welcome to everyone that's here to celebrate our special day. We both hope you enjoy yourselves as much as we are. Now before I move on, I've just got some good news for everyone. I've edited and rewritten my speech several times. I'm glad to tell everyone that I have it down to only 1 hour and 6 minutes. Now I can honestly say it's great to see you all here today, and I can honestly say it would not be the same without you. It would have been a lot cheaper. Now I am used to a bit of public speaking on the odd occasion, but this is something different. And to say the nerves are kicked in would be a slight exaggeration. Suffice to say, this isn't the first time today I've risen from a warm seat with a piece of paper in my hand. And I have to be honest, I didn't have a clue where to start writing my speech, so I thought I would trawl the internet. And after a couple of hours I managed to find some really good stuff. And now I remember I was meant to write a speech. But I did discover a few things. Did you know that the 13th of September is a very historical day? Did you know, back in 122 AD, work began on Hadrian's Wall. In 1940, the Germans bombed Buckingham Palace. Italy invaded Egypt. In 1942, the Battle of Edson's Ridge at Guadalcanal reached its peak, and German troops attacked Stalingrad. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, and in 2001, Bin Laden was named as the prime suspect for the 9/11 terror attacks. This is an interesting theme which does continue into 2014, where Ian Phillips was finally captured and his freedom revoked. And last but not least, you're about to witness another unique event in history, the very first and the very last time my wife would let us speak on the behalf of both of us. Now, I'd like to thank John for his kind words. It was a lot gentler than I was expecting. Maybe not that helping you. Now, this has to be the best day of my life and equal to that of the birth of our little boy, William. As you all know, William was a very poorly little boy when he was first born. It's hard to think that a little over 3 months ago, he was actually fighting for his life. He's our little miracle boy, and we're both very proud of him. He has a lot of spirit, and no doubt when he's older, we'll find out how much of he can drink as well. Choosing a name for William wasn't easy. It took us a while to agree a name, but we had a lot of people trying to suggest names, including my brother. He said, if it's a girl, how about Denise? That's it. but what if it's a boy? How about your nephew? So at that point we thought we'd do the same as Victoria and David Beckham and name them after the place that was conceived. But we both agreed that Legend Fansland Phillips just sounded too ridiculous. I'm joking! Or am I? We have been very touched by all the amazing advice and comments. Like, well done, congratulations, about time, and are you nuts? We'd like to say a massive thank you for all the cards and gifts. We are truly touched by your generosity and we genuinely mean that. But your presence here today was the one thing we really, really wanted. We'd also like to say a big thank you to those that have travelled some distance to be here today. Hayley's travelled over from over there, Bill Colchester. Richard's come down from Manchester. So, and it does mean so much to us that you are here to share this day with us. So again, a massive thank you to you. At the same time, we realise that our friends and family are unable to join us on this special day. They are in our thoughts, but more importantly, I know they are here with us in our hearts. Please may I ask you all to stand and ready to join me in a toast to absolute family and friends. Absolute family and friends. Next, I would like to thank Nell's parents, Jane and John. They've been extremely kind to me and welcomed me into their family, even if Jane's convinced my name is Neil. I feel honoured and privileged to be part of your family, and I thank you for the gift of your beautiful daughter. I look forward to unwrapping the host. Now, I'd like to thank two of the most important people in my life, my mum and my dad. I'd like to thank you for all the support and love you have given me. I feel very fortunate, lucky, privileged and proud to have you as my parents, and I cannot put into words how grateful I am, especially when you used to get all my clothes for school from the Army and Navy surplus store. And I'll tell you what, it was no fun going to school just as a Japanese admiral. But I know I don't say this often enough, but I love you both very, very much, and I can't put into words how grateful I am. Thank you. Gentlemen, please may I ask you to stand as I'd like to propose a toast to all our mums and dads. To mums and dads. Right, we've got some gifts for our parents. Yeah. Right. We'd like to thank the ushers, Neil and Stuart, the groomsman Graham, and the best man, our MC Steve. Stuart, I'd like to say a big thank you for making me feel welcome from your brother-in-law. Neil, my older brother, what can I say about him? Anyway, moving on. But seriously, Neil is one of the most amazing and talented musicians I know, and I am extremely jealous of his musical talent and his ability to ride a motorcycle up a 5-foot stack of roof tiles then just go over the side of the hedge.
It was in your yard.
A special thanks to my groomsman Graham for joining us today. Like my best man Steve, Graham and I have been friends for over 25 years. I have so many memories that I always treasure and look back with a smile. Thank you for being my friend, Graham, over the years. You've done more for me than you will ever know.
Pleasure.
Right, so I've got some gifts now for you lot.
Which not? Are you business?
Neil.
Is it a razor? A pair of scissors, I expect.
You're going to make it real.
I thought of that. Right, so where were we? We'd like to thank the bridesmaids, Beth, Coco, Emily and Ruby. I'm sure you all agree they're absolutely stunning today. Yeah. However, I think Coco could have made more of an effort. They've been working hard, looking after Nell this morning, I'm sure loving every minute at the same time. And please can I ask you all to stand and raise your glasses in a toast to the bridesmaids. boys, Charlie, Ashton and Thomas, are being paid boy as well as ring bearer. Oh yeah, we've got some gifts for the bridesmaids. We'll do that when we did one for the boys. So, yeah, so I'd like to thank the Page boys, Charlie, Ashton and Thomas, for being paid boy and ring bearer. You've made your mum and your aunt very proud today. And don't we look incredibly smart, everyone? Yeah. Yeah, so if the bridesmaids like to come over and the boys, where's Charlie? Oh, there he is. Hello. Ashton. Charlie, how you doing, buddy? Thank you. You alright, mate? We'd like to thank close friend and photographer Ian Pavey for all his efforts today. It really is appreciated. We'd like to thank Jackie and Pete and all the staff here at the Commodore for making today so fantastic. So a big round of applause for them. Now, Mel's children also deserve a special thank you as well, not just for their part in today's proceedings, but a personal one from me. Thank you, Beth, Coco, Thomas, and Charlie for accepting into your family and making me feel so welcome. I feel proud and privileged part of it. I want you all to know that I love your mum very much. So I will share the love I have for her with you. I promise to be fair and honest and to be available to you as I am for your mum. I will not attempt to replace anyone, but to make a place in your hearts that is for me. I will be your friend and I promise to love and support you as I would my own. I'm so happy to be standing here with Mel as my wife, and I never knew what was missing in my life until I met Mel, and then I realised it was therapy. Just kidding, Mel. You were the missing piece of my life, and you've made me feel complete. I feel so lucky to have married someone that's intelligent, good looking, has a great sense of humour, and I can't read your writing. What's that say? I am genuinely so happy, and it's thanks to you. You really do look amazing as you do every day, and I'm sure everyone will agree you look absolutely beautiful.
He said all this when he married me years ago.
You promise you wouldn't spill. You make everyone you come into contact with smile, and I always do my best for you. You have made me the happiest man alive. When I saw you walking down the aisle, it reminded me of our first date, and I said to myself, I would.
Thank God that went down well.
Sorry? Now, our first date was a Friday night, and we went to a local pub for a meal. It was that night I realised two things. One, she's gorgeous, and two, can't she talk? But we hit it off, and Mel talked into the early hours of the morning. I also said a few words. Our second date was the following Sunday, and I arranged to help a friend cut a tree down that morning, and then I was going to help and then meet Mel at Costa later on. Now, while I was cutting the tree down, I managed to get some sawdust into my eye. Now, as I wear contact lenses, this turned out a bit of a nightmare for me. So later on I met Mel at Costa with one eye half open, I was dribbling, my nose was running, I was covered in sawdust. But even with me looking like a dribbling snot monster, Mel succumbed to my boyish looks and my deafish charm. The fact that she wasn't wearing her glasses may have also played significant.
At least there's no false pretense.
And but again, Mel talked until the early hours of the morning. Now, our third day, we went to Paignton Zoo. Now, this day had two significant factors attached to it. Firstly, it would be the first time I had spent any time with Mel's children. And secondly, and the most critical, would be to experience Mel's driving. Now, not saying she's a fast driver, but we did get to the zoo 10 minutes before we left Weston. However, the day was a success. I survived her driving. The kids didn't think I was too bad. And again, Mel talked to the early hours in the morning. Now, we also had an amazing few days in Ilfracombe, which is when I was convinced she was the one. We just talked and laughed all the time. We were so relaxed with each other. On the Tuesday morning, I ordered a full English breakfast, and I ordered Mel's breakfast for her, and I ordered her a salad. I was curious to see if she ate like a rabbit as well. Don't hit me. Now, Mel and I had only been going out a few months before we got engaged, but I knew back then I found someone very special. And I remember the day we got engaged very well, as Mel was in a complete shock with me as I kicked her out the house for the morning. And Mel thought I was up to something. To be honest, I just wanted to watch the football in peace. But when she came home and saw the mess I'd made, she was over the moon. And more importantly, she said yes. And we've had some amazing times as a family unit, including Christmas just gone, when I bought the kids a 10,000 watt light bulb. To be honest, they didn't seem too impressed, but once they turned it on, you should have seen their little faces like that. Now, Mel is a fun-loving person who has a passion for sing-song and loves to sing her heart out, or as I call it, mumbling quietly. She has a wicked sense of humour and a slightly warped, which is probably why we get on so well. We're so well tuned, we're often thinking the exact same thing. Mel is my soulmate, and I love you so much. We are on the home straight, so please bear with me. I'm going to be serious now, so it's not going to last long, anyone that knows me. So I know you're going to start to hurt, but we're nearly there. I wanted to say what an amazing woman Mel is. I was going to say lady, but we all know Mel. Move up. But seriously, I could not have asked for a better mum to our little boy. Mel is an amazing mum. Her heart and soul is centred around all of her children. She so often goes without the things that she would like and would need, just so that her children can have the things that they would like and need. No different to any mum here I know. She is the true spirit of motherhood. And as a mum, you're amazing. As a wife, you're incredible. And you are so lucky to have me. I want you to know that I speak on the behalf of your children, as well as myself, when I say we are all very proud of you and love you very, very much. Gotcha! So, ladies and gentlemen, please may I ask you to stand once again for another toast to my bride, my friend, my love, my MILF, my soulmate, my inspiration.
Nice.
So, right, we're nearly there now. Brilliant. Now that finally brings me on to my best man, Steve. We've been through a lot together over the years, including one incident where Steve was mistaken for Indiana Jones when we were in Florida. We have also had some amazing times as well, like the day we went bobsleighing. That was a fantastic day, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you ever get the chance, you have to do it. The adrenaline rush is incredible. We managed to kill 50 bobs in only 4 hours. It was awesome. It is a pleasure to have him here as my best man, and I feel so privileged to have you here on my day of sentencing. Now, I was best man to Steve some years ago, and I gave him a bit of a hard time. I would like to point out, however, what I said was totally fabricated and a complete pack of lies. Which is why we're such great friends. We both suffer from the same medical condition, which is making stuff up to let people have a laugh at the other's expense. However, Steve's condition is far more advanced than mine, and he has a tendency to drift in and out strange, weird, wild, lots of fantasy, but even they're all true. Steve has been there for me, and I wouldn't want you to go upsetting him. So please bear with him, and feel free to join in on his journey of make-believe. So without further ado, I hand you over to Steve Indiana Jones.
29 minutes. Should be alright.
Thank you. I'll add, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A wise man once told me that a best man speech should be like a mini skirt. It should be short enough to be interesting, but long enough to cover the goods. Hopefully that's what this will be today. Firstly, let me say that I'm very pleased and honoured to announce that Mel and Ian are expecting. You all have a good time today. I'd say that just about. Today's wedding between Ian and Mel, I think we'll all agree, is a love match, pure and simple. She's pure and he's simple. That's the best part of the speech. It only goes downhill from here, so it begins. Let me say a big thank you to John for his concise, proficient speech. Very well spoken, composed and delivered. Thomas. Thomas, for a wonderful speech, really well felt and better than mine in so many ways. I'd also like to thank Ian for his rather heartfelt, jaunty speech, and I always knew it would be hard to follow him. That's right, I didn't follow any of it, to be honest, but that's fine. I'll back up Ian's words. The bridesmaids did a fantastic job and they look absolutely gorgeous. They now look embarrassed as well. So that's and they thank Ian for his kind words and their gifts. Coco always wanted to play the violin, so she's very impressed. Beth always wanted to play the harmonica, which is also very good. Emily always wanted a pet python, and Ruby always wanted a model of the Sistine Chapel. So thank you for all that. They're only brightly outshone today by the bride, and I'm sure you'll all agree that today is a very sad day for single men, as another beauty leaves the available bit. And I'm sure, ladies, you'll all agree with me that today passes by without much of a ripple. Please remember though, Mel, just one word of advice, that a good wife always forgives her husband, even when she's wrong. He's my ringer. And we all know that a woman has the last word in any argument, because anything a man says is the beginning of another one. So, I think a lot of credit must go to the bride and groom for the immense amount of work they put into this. Obviously, as Ian's already covered, little William's birth and all the issues and problems that they've had with that. They've had a lot to deal with in the last few months. I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job of the organisation of this wedding, and I think everyone deserves to give them a big round of applause for that. For an occasion such as this, it has to be said that being asked to be the best man is an honour and a pleasure, although the pleasure won't kick in until I've paid you well, Graham, I'm quite sure. For those that don't know me, my name is Steve, although if you meet me later, can you please use my full name, which is Steve, can I buy you a drink? Making the best man's speech is a little bit like being asked to make love to the Queen. On the one hand, it is a great honour, and on the other hand, you dread the moment when you have to rise to perform. My advice as a best man is to pass on the secret of a good marriage. So I've been told that the key is that 2 times a week you should both go to a nice restaurant, you know, a little wine, some good food, lovely atmosphere. Mel should go on a Tuesday and you go on a Friday. With this said, I must turn my attention to the bride. I'm sure everyone will agree, she looks a picture of radiance and beauty today. Mel, you're a wonderful woman. You deserve a wonderful husband. I am so glad Ian managed to marry you before we found one. I'll give you one golden nugget of advice about men, Mel. The best way to get your husband to do something is to suggest they're too old to do it. Sorry. I know from the time I've spent with Mel and Ian together and the way in which they endear to each other that they're meant to be. Mel has told me that Ian has always brightened up her life. Well, actually, what she said is he never turns the lights off, but it amounts to pretty much the same. Mel is a very warm-hearted, genuine woman with a maternal instinct and no other. She's captured my best friend's heart. She's very clearly the love of his life. I know that Mel's own philosophy on life is a good one, and it's well worth repeating here. There are too many broken hearts in the world. There are too many dreams that can be broken into. There are too many broken hearts in the world, and I won't give up the fight for you. Wise words, and Ian's going to pay for that later. And I think on this day, and for that philosophy, please stay seated, but can we all toast the bride? I want to save everyone from these. To the bride! They say a man is incomplete until he's married, and then he's really finished. William Wordsworth actually wrote a fantastic poem about marriage, and I'd like to read it now if I may. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the marriage cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. I personally think it's great that you can find the person you want to annoy for the rest of your life. I think it's commendable. So, on to my friend. What can you say about a man who came from humble beginnings and is now quickly rising to the very top of his profession based on your intelligence, grit, and the willpower to push on where others might fail? A man who's beginning to distinguish himself amongst his peers, and when no one can say a bad word against him. But enough about me, I'm here to complain. On that note, and I think this is a serious point, it has to be said right now that Ian has got what you might call a checkered past. So, he's marrying Mel. I think it's time that he begins afresh. So as an amnesty, I'd like to ask any of his ex-partners that are here to now hand back the keys to his house in this bowl. If you'd please like to do so now, I would much appreciate it. It's a dark horse, what can you say? Ian's been my best friend, well he was my best friend. Ian has been my best friend for over 20 years. I've got great affection and love for the man. I'm very proud to see him today looking dapper, marrying the love of his life. Sorry mate. Ian. Some of them kept back. Ian, you're an inspiration to me and to those around you. I think everything that you've done in terms of Mel and your family and your extended family is fantastic. I myself once had a stepchild. I do have a stepchild. I know how it works and how difficult sometimes it can be. But I think you have been fantastic. I think you've got a wonderful extended family and wonderful family. You've got basically everything you could ever want, and I know that. As far as I'm concerned, there should only be one best man here today, and that's you. Because I think that description fits you perfectly. You deserve nothing but the best, and I know you have the best and more in Mel, and I share that. Take good care of her though, my friend, because losing a wife can be hard. In my case, it's almost impossible. So, again, please stay seated, but can you please raise your glasses and give a toast for my best friend, groom, and a top bloke. To Ian.
Yeah.
Right, one home straight. I think that Ian and Mel will enjoy their honeymoon in Wales after today's event. Well, I say that, but I think they're going to Wales. When I asked Ian what his plans were, what they were going to do after the ceremony, Ian told me he was going to bang her for a fortnight. That was risky.
No. Bangers a car.
Near Wales.
It is.
An old
It's in Wales.
banger, like Mel's car, yeah?
So we reached the final death rattle of the speech. You'll be pleased to hear, and I feel that I need to just say a few words about love and marriage. Actually, just very quickly, I'll cover one other very briefly. One of my newlywed friends needed to go to the doctors on account that she wanted to get a bigger bosom. When the doctor saw her, he checked her out, and he advised and said, look, I think what you should do is you should get some Andrex toilet tissue, and you should rub it like this. She said, how's that going to work? And he said, well, it's worked on your arse. That's as bad as it gets. Okay. You could say that love is talking about having children, and marriage is talking about getting away from children. But effectively, it's the same thing. I've also heard it said that marriage isn't about finding a person to live with, it's about finding the person you can't live without. I've been lucky enough to find that person. I know with Melanie, and they've also found each other. So that's fantastic. But also in keeping with the best man speech, I've got to give a more cynical counterpoint to love. So I would say the old Chinese saying that love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably a problem. Well, anyway, I better wrap this off. Ian's told me he can't wait to get Mel's knickers off. They are killing him. So please, let me ask all of you to stand for one very final time and join me in a final toast to the bride and groom. I'd like to say that the man or woman that you really love will never grow old to you. Through the wrinkles of time, through the bowed frames of years, you will always see the dear face and feel the warm heart union of your eternal love. May your love be eternal, may your days be filled with happiness, and may everyone around here give you all of the love in the world. To Mel and Ian.
Amen.
Thank you very much. We haven't finished. Ian wants to have a quick word.
Yeah, just a very quick one. I just wanted to say what a fantastic best man Steve has been today. So I'd like to propose a toast to my best man Steve. Steve. That's it.
All right. That's it, we're done. Thank you very much.